All right, it's a no joke around here in Marvel Strike Force that the community's been outraged. And I do want to say that I do appreciate that they put out a blog post and they delayed pushing out the normal blog post. If this would have went out and that was all we got, it would have been, Reddit would have melted to the ground. And the amount of salt created from whale tears would have been extreme. But that being said, I knew that this post was coming. They said they're going to come out with a post, and I said there's probably going to be a lot of words. They're probably going to acknowledge a little bit of the issues. They're going to stall us and get more time, and then you're going to get done reading it, and you're going to be like, they didn't really say anything. And I hate to be right, but the reason why I said that before this came out is because that's the way I would have done it. And I just want to say the reaction to this has been, I believe, good. And the reason why I say good is that 4% of people in my chat have rage, 68% are not happy, and then 28% happy. I believe that number was very, very different before this blog post. I believe it was mostly rage, and people are upset, and I believe that has moved the rage to not happy, and we're going to give them a little bit of time to make some changes. But what I want to talk about is we're going to skim over the blog post and read it, but more importantly, I want to talk about what is not addressed in the blog post, because there's a lot of things that I think that the game needs to be worked on, and I'll probably make several videos about this, but I just want to do my initial thoughts. I saw this late. I've been traveling. I've been trying to purchase a home in Las Vegas, and we did make an offer, and it was accepted, and so now we're soon to be Nevada residents, hopefully. We'll see. Acknowledging community feedback. Over the past few weeks, the dev team has been reading over a lot of feedback coming from many corners of the community. We've been discussion with leaders from some of the top alliances regarding the concern of the economy. Now, this concerns me a little bit because I do believe top alliance leaders have different concerns. I don't know if they're Krakens or whales, but it's been very apparent to me when I talk to people in the community that even I'm an endgame player. Some people call me a whale. I have very different issues with the game than a free-to-play player that's been playing the game for a long time, or someone that's just starting the game. I don't think polling just the top alliances necessarily is the good thing. I know that's where a lot of the revenue is derived, but there's no point in playing this game if it's just whales and Krakens if all the free-to-play players leave. And so we're going to talk about some of that here a little bit. And we've been finding their feedback immensely valuable. Now, I do want to say that top alliances are highly engaged players that spend a lot of money. They usually have meaningful feedback, but I don't know if it's the complete picture, is what I'm trying to say. The team agrees that there are some issues that have been left unattended for too long. We need to focus on addressing them. There's a lot to sift through. The prioritize believe it's important to give this feedback. Proper analysis deserves. Express frustration after several areas of the game. We understand those critiques come from a place of passion, a love for Marvel Strike Force. And I want to say this. People that are quitting the game and are not complaining, they've left. The people that don't have passion, people that love this game, that like myself, and I do a lot of complaining, it's because I want the best for the game. People that are apathetic and quit are not complaining. So complaining in itself is not a bad thing. And I personally believe the best place to voice opinions is in your app store. And I have a 3-star rating on it. I've had a 5-star in the past. And I believe this is an excellent outlet for everybody to go and put your own thoughts. These numbers matter. They absolutely matter. So my suggestion now, right? I have mine personally at a 3. I might drop it down. I'm kind of in a weird place right now. I'm not really happy with the game, but I'm not unhappy either. Maybe you hate the game more than I do. Maybe you're thrilled with the game. Go put some sort of rating in the store. It does matter. Absolutely. Today, we want to acknowledge some of the highest priority issues and give as many details currently available on how we're addressing them. It's our intention to publish a follow-up to this post. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. This is what I was expecting, that they were going to delay everything. Okay, let's move on. Orange Gear access, and I have some problems with this. I have some severe problems with this. Now, I personally call certain pieces 13s, 14s, and 15s. And 13s are like alien spores. 14s are currently available in Doom 1, 2, and 3, the campaign. And 15s should be scarce, in my opinion. I get it. I mean, it's all a function of Doom and Dark Dimension 4. They don't address the 13s, and it's kind of confusing because they don't call it 13, 14s, and 15s like we do. Certain Orange Gear pieces, including Origin pieces, and I believe that is like isomers, which is not like alien spores. Those are the ones that are the precursors and the basics. Superior basic catalysts and other superior catalyst parts, which would be like the focus catalyst, things like that. Currently in very short supply. While intended players should have to make choices where they are to use these components. What that's saying is that we've created this artificial scarcity intentionally. We were overly tight on these resources, preventing players from bringing up a wider characters past Gear Tier 15, especially since the progression to Gear Tier 15 requires a significant amount of resources. Now, this is a big deal. The way the game is right now, do not take characters to 13. Go to 12. Like someone said, which characters should I take? Should I take Bishop or Jubilee to 13? And I'm like, 12 or 14. Don't go to 13. Stop at 12 or go to 14, but not 13. The reason why is that there's only like a modest stat improvement from going from 12 to 13, like under 5%. But going from 13 to 14 is huge, like over 20% stat increases, right? But the mean amount of pieces to go to 12 and 13 is sucking up those valuable orange pieces, and just don't do it for that very small amount. Don't go to 13. Stop at 12 or go to 14. There is no Gear 13 in this game. Don't do 13. Especially since the progression to Tier 15 requires a significant amount of these pieces. The game isn't yet at the point where orange gear should be accessible as blue and purple. Fine, but it has moved to a point where non-unique orange gear. And this is where my beef is with that. The only place to get pieces like alien spores is in the supply shop to refresh it. It just randomly shows up there, or buy them for $15 for 10. No, characters need a total of 61 to go to level 15. Like you need 12 to go to 13. You need another 24 to go to 14, and then 25 more to go to 15. So what they're talking about here is not that. They're talking about SBCs, they're talking about damage catalysts, and they're talking about like isomers. All right, you know what? I'll take whatever they're going to give me at this point. We're putting plans into action to correct that in. While some of these plans will take longer to prepare, some changes we commit in the near term are updating the raid season milestone, incurred more rewards, fine, increasing the quantity available from the supply stores and raid supply store. A new feature that will highlight an upcoming blog or preview will also be a source of orange gear. Stay tuned for more details. Okay, fine. Training modules. There are players, especially new players, I think it's everybody, myself included, have a great need for more training materials. No kidding. Building a wide roster for modes like War and Blitz can be more demanding in this area than building up only a few teams for Arena and Raid. One of the ways we plan to address this is make training modules more readily accessible in one of the mode-specific stores, which we'll announce a bit later. Boy, Horde Harder. I thought they were moving away from Hoarder. They're talking about like Blitz store, Arena store. We will lose our minds if they're talking about the War store. I believe they're not talking about War store. But all this is going to do, basically, they're just saying, start hoarding now because we're going to add training mails to one of these stores. We don't know which one. And you know what? I'll take what I can get. We need more training materials, but I wish they would have addressed gold. I would have wished they had a lot of other things. That's fine. But this is encouraging hoarding, right? I mean, this game is turned into Marvel Hoarders because we don't know what the value, if it's the Blitz store or the Raid store or the Arena store. Technically, the Arena store already has a relatively okay mechanism for training materials, the Kingpin orbs. Is it Ultimate Store? If it's the War Store, we'll lose our mind. Okay, fine. They're going to give us away. Hoard harder. That's the way the game is. We'll go. All right. Character availability. And this answer right here seems so slippery to me. Previously, we mentioned we deliver at least 2 characters per month. No one guaranteed. One guaranteed the first Wednesday of every month. We believe we've done a good job of honoring that commitment. But last year, we did allow too much time to pass without certain characters become fountainable. Yeah, I guess the community decided the word is here to stay. Be it in campaign stores or orbs. No! 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 Delete that. No. Nobody thinks farmable/fountainable means orbs. Coal is not fountainable. Due to the schedule of legendary events and required inputs, a few characters were delayed longer than originally intended. Like when you mentioned Beast available at the end of November. Stay tuned. Well, we were going to tell you soon how to get Beast. We didn't hear about that. He's in the battle pass. Typically don't like holding onto characters at a time and being more mindful. We're going to try harder. I don't know. This I do like right here. We've been adding characters to the War Store without removing older characters. There's been created some overcrowding and diluting the desirable characters in the War Store. Yeah, the War Store is a mess. The War Store is a mess. Let me, have you heard? The War Store is a mess. Everything good is in the War Store. Why is Hydra Sniper in the War Store? You know, when I know people want to get to Ghost and Minerva or Sif or X-23. My goodness. I don't even know if Graviton should be here anymore. Pyro. I don't even know if Pyro should be. There's so many good characters in the War Store. And you know what? I can't even go after them because why? I'm going after this. Oh my God. Anyways. I don't know what to say about this. Anyways. And if they put the training material solution in the War Store, that is not a solution. Oh my God. All right, let's move on. It's created some overcrowding by diluting how desirable characters in the War Store are. We're going to plan to remove less desirable characters as new ones enter. Fine. Doom Raid rewards. I'm glad they addressed this. But at the end of the day, this is definitely a whale Kraken problem. And we're going to talk about some things that I think new players need to talk about and that are going to help all players. A lot of these problems are Kraken solutions, right? In version 5.1, we released a new endgame Doom Raid in a first strike early release. When we did this, we didn't properly communicate our future plans for the Doom Raid, including all the rewards that eventually be going into it. We plan to include the next tier of ISO 8 Blue. Now, a lot of people's like, oh my God, ISO 8 Blue. Actually, they mentioned this in a Strike Time video, and we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it because it was actually kind of discovered in the playtest servers when we playtest ISO 8, and they talked about coming out with other versions of ISO 8 in the future. My thoughts on this are that this seems a little bit early, seems a little premature to start talking about this. However, I really like ISO 8. I like the way it was released out. I like the way it works. It was cool. It's a progression system and a game mechanic, requires some thinking, yet not complicated. Overall, ISO 8 has been a well-received all around, as far as I'm concerned. It's about as good as any game mode, or I don't know if it's a game mode, but a new system. It's great. So I knew this was coming. It's just like we've got T4 materials, right? There's another one in the data mine that's a different color. That's a T5. Just saying. We know this stuff is known out here. So this has been a known thing. It's not if, it's when. You know, we're going to have level 85. When. Not if, but when. Same thing. Are we going to have T5s? Yes, someday. As new in-game reward for that raid, but we're not ready to go into details of it. Fine. While this raid is in the first strike, Alliance is ready for a greater challenge of Ultimate 7 Devil. They can test and build up the team's preparation of full release challenge. Fine. So what they're saying is that the Doom raid seemed kind of weak sauce because that's where they were going to put this blue ISO. Fine. Quitting penalty in RTA. First of all, I just want to say this. RTA. Why? Okay. The way that it is right now, there's virtually no reason for me to be playing an actual person. It's literally Blitz 2.0. Because it's set up in a way where it's not competitive and you don't really want to win, why am I playing an actual human being? Why can't I be just playing the computer if that's what it's going to be? If it's going to be this grindy, mindless, no thinking event, why am I actually playing against a person? I'll tell you something. Me personally, I like playing against people that like to win or that want to win in game modes where people are encouraged to win. That is not what we have. There's no reason for RTA to be PvP. If they're going to do PvP, make it competitive. Make it a system where my opponent wants to win. I want to play against people that want to win. I don't want to play against people that are just trying to get some weird objective. They don't care if they win or lose. There's no point. RTA is trash. I do not like RTA at all. I think it's garbage. I think it's a waste of a perfectly good mechanic that could have been fun, and it just isn't. It's not fun. Oh my God. Let's talk about this. Quitting penalty in RTA. Also in version 5.1, we made a change to allow the AI to continue a match if opponent quits. This is fine. This is a response to players quitting out a match before it was completed, causing frustration on opponent experience. We tried to further quit discourage by making it so the players who do quit don't get progress towards objectives. We've heard your feedback and say they're very valid reasons to quit a match and felt this is too punishing. So they're going to change that. Okay, cool. This is what I do like, that the AI will still continue to play for them after they leave so their opponent can finish this match. All right, let's just move on. Raid milestones. Raid season milestones have been useless for a long time. You can finish them in a couple hours. Have been untouched since the initial implementation in 2018. We agree this is an area. What about other milestones, like getting 500 million Blitz wins and we get 3 Hulk shards? That needs to be updated too. All right, let's move on. Thor's hammer thrower and bugs. And I'm not going to read this. We've got bugs. We're going to fix them. Still doesn't change the fact that every single patch day, or at least once a week, live on stream, we find bugs. Multiple times per week. I believe this is a systemic procedural problem with the developers. Either no resources are allocated to QA and fixing bugs at all. They're literally depending on the community to find all the bugs. They don't address. They're sorry. They said they're sorry and they're going to work harder, but they didn't mention changing their entire process to QA stuff better. I actually think this is an unacceptable answer right here altogether. Unacceptable. Save squad slots. With more characters comes the need for more save squad slots. And no kidding. I don't even know why we have to talk about this. We need save squads. Summary. We know that there are other areas of concerns within the game for the community, and the items on the list don't represent the totality of everything we're working on. All right, well, they say blah, 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 blah. They take our, and I've got a list of things that are not on this, that are hot spots for me and other people I talk to. I do want to give them a little bit of a break right here. Player feedback is very important to Marvel Strike Force development team. We take it seriously. We continue to keep an open dialogue on these topics. Now, some people may not feel that is true. I do. It's dry in here. I do think they care. And again, I encourage you to put your feedback in the App Store and give it a rating, like I've given them a 3-star. The biggest glaring thing missing, without a doubt, in this post is there's absolutely nothing about red stars. How can you not even mention red stars at all? None. They sidestepped the G13 issue, alien spores, altogether. No addressing of gold. Why have they moved to a primary macro transaction system? What happened to the actual microtransactions in this game, like the good values? We used to have good values. We used to have like 99 cents for 50 carat. They're gone. What's going on with T4s and gold promotion credits? Achievements. And then lastly, Sim Blitz. Something wrong with the way the Blitz system. Someone was telling me that basically they unlock Blitz at level 60 or something like that, and Sim Blitz at level 60, and then they're in a basic shard. Why is it that someone with 90 days is playing against somebody that's been playing for 1,100 days? Why aren't there like multiple blitzes? Why can't we have Bishop Blitz, Captain America Blitz, Gold Blitz, all running simultaneously? And most people are going to be going for the Bishop Blitz. I understand, the new character. But some people are going to like, hey, I can't win the Bishop Blitz, so I'm going to go after Captain America. I bet you the Krakens and Whales are not like trying to get Captain America right now. And then there's a Gold Blitz. I don't understand why they can't at least give people a choice so that not everybody's fighting for the same thing and I'm competing against a 90-day player. I don't know, man. We're gonna. I'm definitely in this. Not happy. Love the game. I'm not raging. I'm not thrilled about the game, and I think there's room for improvement. I do think. I'm glad that they made a blog post that actually addressed some of the issues. I believe it very small, but there's so much more. There really is a lot more that could be addressed or worked on. And like I said, I probably will make several videos this week about this. I want to hear from you in the comment section. Where do you think the game is right now? Where do you fit on this? All right, guys, let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.